Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I will just speak briefly to the bill today because there's something in there. It ends a saga of something that once was very exciting for northern Minnesota and that was very exciting for this vision of one Minnesota. It was less than 2 years ago that the governor of the state of Minnesota was talking about his excitement for a project titled the Huber Woods Project in Cohasset, Minnesota, that was going to bring almost $500 million worth of investment to our state. Most of that being private investment coming to our state. One of the largest private companies in our nation was going to come to the community of Cohasset in Itasca County and build out a facility that was going to provide over 150 family-sustaining jobs that were all going to be union jobs. And they had to make the decision to leave a few months back due to political headwinds and no changes in our permitting and regulating systems in the state. We became such a state of so many roadblocks that they had to leave. And I was wondering, Mr. Speaker, if Representative Davis will yield to a question.
Representative Davis will yield to a question. He will yield to a question, Representative Igo. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative Davis, I was just wondering, now that you represent the Cohasset communities, I was wondering if you would just speak to kind of how that community reacted when Huber Wood Products decided to leave the state of Minnesota and leave their community.
Representative Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Representative Igo, for the question. That had a huge impact on the area of Cohasset, the area I now represent, the area that you formerly represented. Before I answer your question totally, I want to say thank you for the hard work that you, Representative Igo, and Senator Eichhorn did to secure a future for the Huber plant, the Huber mill in that area. It's greatly appreciated. Unfortunately, something else happened. Huber decided to not put their mill in Cohasset. And what that means for the community that I represent, Representative Igo, it means a $450 million plant lost to a community that was depending upon that work and that prosperity. It means losing out on 150 solid jobs based in the Cohasset area, and not to mention, Representative Igo, the boom it would have created in that area in the logging industry, which we know is good for our environment. And we keep doing these things, and so altogether it probably meant the loss of hundreds of jobs for the community that I represent, and it's left my community going, what do we do now? Well, I can tell you, Representative Igo, we're not going to give up, though, are we? But right now it means devastation because of bureaucratic red tape and politics. And it is too bad. And I don't blame Huber. With what I've seen, I probably would have made the same decision if I was their company. Go to a state where they don't have to worry about all the red tape and all the mandates. Go find another community to prosper, but no longer ours. Yeah, I am sorry that politics and regulatory red tape got in the way. That's what it's meant for my community. But we're not going to give up, Representative Igo. Thank you for the question.
Representative Igo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Representative Davis. I really appreciate those comments and looking forward to working together with you for what we can do for Itasca County and the surrounding areas. Members, as we go through the rest of these budget bills in the days ahead, we need to make this not occur ever again. What happened to the communities in Itasca, in the surrounding area, the loggers, because of a proposal that we worked together and bipartisanly with our governor under the vision of one Minnesota, left because we have done nothing in this chamber to help business, to support communities. And this community of Cohasset is also a transition community home to the Boswell Energy Center, a coal-fired power plant that this chamber has made motion to shut down. So we work together with everyone in that community, the leaders, the economic development, the county, to bring them a project to help sustain their tax base, and they have now disappeared and left because we could not follow through on our promise to support them in a fair process. So this ag bill today marks a very sad and tragic end to a saga that was supposed to bring prosperity to our whole state, especially to our communities in northeastern Minnesota. And I had to bring mention to that and recognize that today. because the pain that it has caused is still very relevant in our communities. But we're not done, and we're going to keep advocating to bring good things here. And I hope that bringing this to everyone's attention again can bring the issue to the front that we need to do more to make this state open for business. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.